Hi there, and welcome to another one. I always say, let's not say hello there because I can't see you. Let me say hello you because each and every listener is personalized. So every person that listens to this is personalized. And I always say, when I start my broadcast, it's always very say for the people that know where I'm from. If you don't, ask in the comments. And the ones that are in Australia, because they're the ones that are always telling me what they say. So it's good day, mate. And the ones in America, it's howdy, mate. And I think Goitse is going to tell us how she greets in a language.
It's versatile for me. Depends where I'm. But howdy, everyone.
Even that one, 2 words as well. Awesome. Anyway, let me introduce the one and only Goitseone Tamane.
Hello.
I think it's been a long time coming before you could come onto the show.
I know.
And it's not your fault, it's mine.
I'm glad you acknowledge it.
It's been, yeah, I need 10,000 PAs to make sure that I'm on.
And I
on
offered my services, hey? Everyone, I offered him my services.
Really?
Refusing. I offered to be his PA.
Okay, so in public, on the public platform, here you are, you're now my PA. Anyway, welcome to the M.A.N podcast.
Thank you very much. It's been long overdue. I'm happy to be here.
It's been long overdue. That's one thing for sure. And thank you for being on time. I think that's one thing from our previous church that we always used to struggle with as well. That when you say we're meeting at 2, let it not be I'm leaving the house at 2.
Yeah, there's no African time, guys. Time is time.
Yeah.
You can't put race to time.
You can't. Mm-hmm. You definitely can't. Goitse, the M.A.N podcast. And I met up with you a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And we had an official meeting of me telling you what the M.A.N podcast is all about. And obviously, like I always tell everyone, it's matured, available, nature. And I believe that you're matured enough to avail yourself today to nurture the next person.
Wow.
Oh, that's deeper.
Wow.
I killed that. We can even say cut and we go. I got that. So each and every person that comes onto the show is because they're matured. Because this is bigger than you, this is bigger than me. Mm-hmm. And more than anything, mental health. Yeah, a lot of people are broken. Is it a lot of people or all the people are broken?
I can safely say all.
All people are broken.
All.
Yeah.
You and I could be sitting here and we carrying a lot of weight that the outside world or the next person doesn't see.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think most of us have mastered the art of not carrying our problems on our faces.
Yeah.
You know, we walk around with smiles on our faces. Sometimes we even do it on purpose, you know, just so that the next person doesn't see what I'm going through.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. There is a post that they put on, I think it was on Facebook, or people that put on the status, they said, you don't know what someone else is going through, just be kind.
Yeah.
And that's what you're saying as well, whereby people have learned to put a camouflage. Oh, well, I'm okay. How are you? Good. I'm all right. So, thank you for taking your time. And I know that what we're going to speak about today is going to be led and guided by the Spirit of the living God.
Indeed.
Because we don't do what we do because we can. Mm-hmm. We don't do what we do because we've made it in life. Mm-hmm. It's because God is granting us the grace to do it. And we're also availing ourselves to do it.
Yeah.
So, thank you. I know you came up with the topic, but before... Oh, she didn't! Hey! I'm gonna grill her.
It's okay.
Wow! Okay, hang on. Calm down, chick. Calm down. Anyway, Goitse, we always start with an icebreaker. And the reason why we start with an icebreaker is for guests that are nervous. And here you are, you're so chilled, like, oh, you're in your sunglasses. And you're alright. Anyway, the icebreaker is just to set up the room or set up the outside, just so that we get to know you and the person that you are. And don't worry, the grilling of questions, it's coming. Anyway, the icebreaker questions, I'm going to give you 5 at the start, then we're going to finish off with another game at the end.
Okay, I think I like that.
Where there is laughter, where there is fun, there is positivity.
Awesome.
You see, so The first question is, if you could have any new skill instantly.
I don't even get time to prepare.
Yeah, it's like that.
All
We
right,
don't. Yeah.
let's go.
If you would have one skill instantly, like now, what skill would that be and
Mind
why?
reading.
Woo! Mind reading. Why?
Mind reading. I've had this nick for problem solving.
Okay.
Even though I know that, I'm not superwoman or I'm not Jesus, I can't solve everything, but it's a longing, it's a yearning, to solve problems. And if I could get to know or read what's going on in your mind, it would give you opportunity to make life easier for you.
Wow.
Because there could be something that you're struggling with, but everybody else doesn't know it or cannot see it, or might not even have an answer for it.
Wow. I think that just comes with you being a therapist, like honestly speaking.
I think if I'm being honest with you, this is something, and honestly I didn't really think or plan this.
Yeah, because I never told you about them exactly.
Yeah, so when I grew up, the one thing that I've been asked, how when you grow up, people always ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up?
When you grow up, yes.
And my answer has always been a social worker.
Wow.
And the reason for that, I got to understand the reason as I grew older. Because of the struggles and the challenges that I endured as a child, I don't think I want to see anybody go through
the same.
So sometimes it wasn't something that I planned or something that I went out of my way into learning. It's something that was innate. It just happened automatically that I would sit with you here and know either what you're going through or what you would do next.
Wow.
And that would lead me to having or knowing what to do for you or with you.
Yes, that's sweet. Okay, let's cut and go home. We're done. We're absolutely done. Yes, if you could choose to remain an age, what age would that be and why?
Woo!
Forever, like you're gonna be.
I'm gonna say that's a tricky question. I don't necessarily have a specific age that I think I wanna stay in, because when I was young, I wanted to be old.
When you're old, you want to be young?
Contrary, when I'm old, I don't really want to be young, because when I was young, what I went through is what I don't want to go through,
Yeah.
So I can't really say there's a specific age that I would want to stay in. I think I also enjoy the privilege of evolving as a person.
Hey, Goitse, you're just coming up with these intellectual answers, and you just say, you know what, I got this figured out. You get it. You don't get it, forget about it. You get it.
And I also don't know where these answers are coming from, honestly.
Wow. What's the most spontaneous thing that you've ever done? You never planned it, and you just did it, and you enjoyed it.
Okay, now I have to think.
Yeah.
So
I think you can travel spontaneously. You can just get into a car and leave.
Maybe let me say this. Is being in the middle of an ocean or in the sea.
Yeah.
To Dubai, and one of the activities was going to the islands.
Okay.
And going to the islands required me being in a boat.
On a boat, yeah.
And me being in a boat meant that I'm going to stay there for 2 hours, and I didn't know that.
Wow.
But I was just like, I'm just going to
do it. Yeah.
And I did it. And I came out, here I am.
Yeah, you are. You're still alive.
Yeah.
Wow. Is it something that you can say you enjoyed?
I did enjoy
the anxiety in the 2 hours?
Funny enough, I didn't even have that. And a lot of people around me were having motion sickness. People were vomiting left, right, and center in front of me, and there was just no way to run to.
Yeah.
And the one place that I chose to run to when it was also for picture taking,
Yeah.
this huge wave just came and my camera stopped working after that.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but I can't say, I won't say I regretted it and I was anxious, nothing.
Yeah.
I think the anxiety came when we were coming back because I thought, okay, another 2 hours in the sea. And I did.
But you're good. Awesome. Number 4. What would you do if you had an extra hour to leave? Hour to leave. What would you do?
A day? I think I would go to or try to go to every person that means a lot in my life and tell them that I love them and verbalize the kind of impact they had in my life, because I think about it most of the time. I don't do it as often as I should, or as I would like
to do.
I think that's it.
But still, look at Goitse. She's left with an hour, but she has to travel from point A to point B. That's 10 minutes already gone. You're left with 50 minutes. So why don't you just tell them every day, every chance that you get?
That's the daily challenge, and that's what I preach. I preach that. That's why I'm saying I try to do it, but I'm not doing it as much as I would like to, or as much as I should. So when I remember, I do it. And this is what I do. When someone, if let's say I haven't spoken to you for ages, and then we meet up and you say, oh wow, I missed you, my first question would be,
what did you do about it?
Yes. So I'm trying to practice what I preach most of the time. So when TT crosses my mind, I will pick up a phone, send a WhatsApp or call.
Funny enough, because Pastor Abi, a shout out to Pastor Abi, he says whenever you think of someone, pray for them, then check up on them. But we don't do it.
No, we
It's
don't.
just like when you say, someone says, please pray for me, I'm going through a tough time. Oh yes, I'll pray for you. Done.
That's the other thing that I've learned to do, and this I learned from one of my friends. She's got a nurturing personality and character. It just happens naturally. She doesn't force it, When you say, you could, and maybe one of the challenges comes into the conversation. About it. So I've learned that, and I'm not where I want to be. I'm not competing with you.
But definitely. But it's a step in the right direction, I guess.
So I'm not where I would like to be in that area, but I'm learning. I'm learning, and it's not easy for me. I'll tell you why. We had a conversation the other day about this. In a certain environment that doesn't teach you certain qualities, it becomes difficult for you to practice them. The difficulty comes in on my side. I'm not used to having a family or parents that would preach love, or what's the word? Affirm love, or care to me. So I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to practice it. I've only just learned it in my adulthood. And I learned it because of the friends that I've acquired. So it's not something that is innate. It's something that you grow with.
I think that's where the difference is between us Christians and the Muslim people. When it comes to fasting, a 5-year-old fasts. So if it's Ramadan, I don't know if it's the Muslims or wherever, I stand to be correct. For the month of Ramadan, there is no such thing as, oh, that's a child, they don't do it. For us, fasting, we only learned it in our 30s or our 20s, whatever, when we then gave our life to Christ and said, this is what we want to do. Hence, it's difficult to fast. And I can speak for myself. Fasting is tough for me. I'll fast for the first day. I'll fast for the first day or the second day. Third day, no, I can't do this. You understand? Because it's not in us. And the same thing comes again when we speak about tithing. we are trying to raise a generation that knows how to save, how to tithe. Yet when you give your child 10 rand, they squander the whole 10 rand.
Yeah.
There is nothing like, oh, 1 rand needs to go to God, or 1 rand needs to be saved for this and that and that. So it's something that we haven't grown up with. It's difficult for us to express it or to do it when we are now grown up. That's powerful.
When you mentioned the Muslims making their fast, reminded of the scripture of us grooming. How often do we Christians?
We don't. Let's not lie. We don't. Yes,
yeah. It's quite contrary, because we are preaching it, but we're not practicing it.
Yeah.
And it goes back to our culture as people. We differently. Therefore, we now impose scriptures into our lives and into developing our kids and other human beings.
Yeah.
So in essence, we do what works for us.
Sure. Scary. We do what works for us. It's sort of like we are tiptoeing around the Bible. This part is good. Nah, this part is tough. No, we don't practice it.
We are tiptoeing around the truth.
The truth, rather. Yeah.
Hence, I might deviate a bit. When you come to me, you might be going through whatever. When you come to me and say, are you okay? Are you ready to hear my truth?
To hear my truth. We are so used to, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. How are you? Yeah.
So when you ask me, and if you want the truth, you better make sure that you are ready
to hear the truth.
My truth.
And it's my truth. It's not your truth. Yeah. It's not your perception. It's mine. Yeah.
Just like how I experience you, and whatever you bring to me, how I experience it, it's my truth. No right to argue it. You don't know how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So you can't argue with my feelings.
Yeah.
It's my feelings.
But the thing is, now we are going. It's amazing how you say it's my feelings, yet I can come to you and say, you know what, I'm feeling disqualified. And you're like, no, come on, Chichi, you've got a podcast, you've got work, you've got a family, things are going well for you. How dare you complain? It's my feelings. That's how I am feeling. I need to be validated for what I am going through, for you to then show me what you think of me.
However, there's true feelings and there's distortion. I feel like a failure, or whatever you just said now. It's not a true reflection of what is going on in your life. It's just a feeling. It could be false.
Okay.
I mean that's true. It's true, it's your feeling.
Yeah.
And you feel it.
But it doesn't mean it's true. It doesn't make it true.
So it depends also.
Yeah. Anyway, geez, we're going deeper here. Yeah. The last part of the icebreaker is if you were a body part.
There?
Yeah, we're still there. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll come back. I'll come back.
No problem. Yeah.
If you were a body part, what body part would you be and why?
I was thinking of 2 or 3, but can I safely say the eyes for now?
Why?
Because the eyes allows me to identify the beauty of life, of other human beings, and I guess everything else.
Yeah. Or like they say, the way to the heart is through the eyes. I don't know, I'm just paraphrasing it. So you want to see the good in nature, or the positivity in nature. Goitse, we are done. Bye-bye. I don't know how many times I'm going to say bye-bye to you. Who is Goitse? I think that's one interview question that is
difficult.
It's difficult one, and it's overrated or underrated, because it's easy for you. When I say I've got a podcast with Goitse, the first thing that anyone is going to ask, who is Goitse? So in as much as, and I want to run away from that question so many times, yet for anyone to relate to anyone that's on screen or that's listening, they have to know who's this person that is speaking. And the amount of nuggets that you just popped us in 10 minutes, 15 minutes is just on another level. We're going to have a part 2 of this because yes, crazy. Who is Goitse?
Okay, I agree with what you said regarding this question. I also don't like it.
Yeah.
Because I never know how to answer it. So, for you to avoid this being a cliche and maybe phrase, for me to answer this question easily, ask me, maybe
you're coming from. Someone said, if you ask me who I am, when I'm at home, maybe I'm a mother.
Yeah.
When I'm at work, I'm a teacher.
Yeah, exactly.
When I am
That's the route I want
at the bar,
Yeah.
I am the clown.
Yeah.
When you understand. So I think it comes back again to you, how when you're answering who you are, it's based on the categories that
Yeah.
you're putting for yourself.
Yeah.
I
So
guess.
ask me who I am where. In which
Okay, so who is Goitse right now in the white top and whoever, Psalm 139 verse 13-14 on your top?
Oh wow. Okay, Goitse right now is a woman who is I'd say who is laid back and who takes things as they I've learned not to. I've always been told that I'm a serious person, and if you get to know me, you will realize that
Serious.
I can't.
Serious go
I
guy.
can't believe I'm gonna say this. I'm
Yeah.
a clown. You know?
Exactly.
You'll
Yeah.
only get to know that once you're close to me, and I'm unapproachable, but come do it.
Exactly.
Uzobona-
You see
uzothola
flames.
ilove.
You see flames.
Uzothola ilove. Yeah.
Professionally, who are you?
Okay, professionally, I'm a specialist wellness counselor,
Yeah.
and I deal with mental health. I don't diagnose anyone. I help you manage your deal with issues in life. Manage and coach and motivate, you know. Cross as harsh because I face things you don't want to face, you know. Bring up things that are difficult for you or things that you want kept under the carpet and
yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's sort of good cause, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me professionally.
Yeah. You said you don't diagnose. Does that mean then someone goes to, before we mention ways, do they go to another person before they're recommended to come to you, or do they come to you first, then you recommend them to go to the next professional?
Either way, you could come to me and say, I've been diagnosed with bipolar. So where you were diagnosed, you will get treatment for it. But the management part of it is not there. So
Okay.
that's where I come in.
Yeah, yeah.
Or you could come to me and say, we sit, we talk, and I discover, okay, I see to say you've got bipolar.
Can you
Yes,
put
I
what
can.
2 and 2 together
Yes, I
and
can.
say, Awena?
Definitely I can, but I won't say it in your face. So I will recommend and refer you, but I'm not gonna say, Titi, go to Sterkfontein and see a psychiatrist.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
I will tell you that I will mention it in a way that you would understand the reason for going there. Important for people to know that these professions are different. Even us sometimes as non-professionals, you know, just a mere human being, we diagnose each other. we diagnose each
A lot.
other, a person can come and say, yo, I'm always sleeping. Ah, una depression.
Depression,
You know?
yeah.
Eish, when una le moods or rata drama, una le bipolar, you know. And some people take it serious. Ah, nakinale bipolar. Oh, nakinale depression. Ah, nakinale schizophrenia, you know.
Exactly.
And sometimes we don't know that even if it's power
Tongue.
of the tongue,
Yeah.
you know. So when you constantly confess and preach depression upon yourself, any and every small thing will lead you there.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to fall into depression, trust me.
Yeah.
It's very easy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where I am.
It's amazing how when you start touching on depression, I went to a friend's book launch, and part of the speakers there was a mental health professional. She's a psychologist, and she says we are growing in a generation where FOMO is happening, fear of missing out.
Yeah.
Now everyone is putting a tag to it. Oh, I got triggered. Oh, I got depression. Oh, this, because it sounds cute on Facebook, on social media, whatever the case may be. And like you are saying, it's easy to get depressed if you're calling it.
Yeah.
Everyone wakes up and they are grumpy sometimes. Everyone wakes up and they don't have energy to do work. But it doesn't mean that they
You
are
are
depressed.
Yeah.
But because it's cool, inverted commas, whereby, I'm going through depression, my parents don't understand me. Or I'm going through depression because schoolwork is just on another level. That's not depression. That's pressure.
Yeah. Yes.
So, because we are in a generation where everything has to sound cool, we're actually falling for the very same trap that is not meant for us. Then Goitse comes in as a wellness person. You say there's times where you are harsh. How then do you differentiate where you need to be harsh and where you need to be understanding or consoling?
Okay. Controlling it.
Like
Oh,
you're
consoling.
consoling
Alright,
the person,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. I'm saying harsh. I don't necessarily go out of my way and be like, TJ, you have to get over it. No, I don't do that. I'm saying harsh because it's different. when I say harsh.
Yeah.
So, for example, you've been hung up on this one issue, and you know that you have to step out of it so that everything else in your life can proceed. But remember, we are so comfortable with comfort zone.
Yeah.
We stay in this bubble, and we don't want to go out. We don't want to face reality, and you know,
because this is me. This is my sadness. Yeah.
Like you feel like this is your haven, but actually it's not. You know,
you're being
drowned.
You're a prison of your own sorrow.
Exactly. When you said it.
Yeah.
So, when I say I'm being harsh, I mean I get you to a place where you and deal with it. But I'm not gonna push you and force you to do it. And I show you the positive outcomes of stepping out of that comfort zone. And I don't even think we should call it a comfort zone. It's really
it's uncomfortable. Like how is prison comfortable?
Exactly.
Yeah,
you know, it's like a confinement solitary. What do they call it?
Solitary confinement.
It's
yes.
like that. You know.
Yeah.
There's this book I was reading. It's called Okay, I'll remember it. It's about this Chinese guy who, you know, in the Asian culture, Jesus is forbidden.
Yeah.
You know, so he forced. He went the X route. You know, like he rebelled against not preaching the gospel. He would also do it in secret, and then eventually he got arrested. So he would have private home cells. So eventually he got arrested, and for however long, and no visitations. So now he got to a point where he's like, Lord, I refuse to go against you. I refuse not to preach your word. I refuse to do anything that these people want me to do. You know, they would beat him, they would do everything
But he'll
you
still
could
keep
think
on.
of. Yeah. But he would still keep on. And then one day they took him to a stocking and a cell. They kept him in there. He wasn't even eating. They kept him in there for like 40 days. No, I'm lying. They kept him in there for a few days. It's so tiny when he
Can't
describes
even
it.
turn.
When he describes it, Ari, when he came out of that cell, his knees couldn't.
That's how small
He
it was.
couldn't-
August
yeah.
was like this.
His
Okay.
bones were. What do you call them in English? Yeah.
Yeah, that. Yes.
And then he went into a fast, a 40 day, no, he went more than 40 days, no food.
Can't survive that long.
That long without a single drop
Yeah,
in their mouth.
yeah.
And he got a visitation from God. Like everyone was worried, yo, my son is not eating, my husband is not eating, and you know, they even tried to give him, you know, biscuits, he refused. Prison and stories up, is it Paul and Silas when they
Going to Damascus, is it?
when they were released,
Oh,
when
yes.
when an angel took them out of that prison,
Oh, with
it was
chains falling off,
it
yes.
was something like that.
Yeah.
You know, so kind of what was my point? Why we were talking about prison.
Prisons, yes.
Yeah. So when he got out of there, in that state, from the stocking and a cell, I'm gonna call it a box.
Yeah.
From the box, and having not to eat for 40 days and 40 nights, and managed to walk out of the prison without any guard seeing him. It can. Now, when you are in that position of that box, it's uncomfortable. Sometimes you can't even breathe because your knee is against and everything is blocking everything. There's no blood
flow and all
anything.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Now, why would you want to stay in that position? Want to enjoy the freedom of having to stretch your legs, of having to smile, of having to eat.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
So that's what I do. I give you the bigger picture of what it feels like to be outside of this box. And I can guarantee you this. There's no client of mine that I've had a session with and did that to who did not come out.
Wow.
And it doesn't even usually takes long, you know. And I won't even rush you. The idea is not to rush you. The idea is to help you see the benefits of being outside of that box.
Wow. It's amazing how you're saying it's only when someone shows you what freedom feels like do you then say, geez, there's more fresh air outside. So one can close themselves in the house and I'm fine, I don't like going out and all that. The moment they step out, they're like, geez, okay, it's actually amazing.
And I'll tell you this, it happens mostly with patients who are experiencing loss and grief. They feel that because I've lost this loved one in my life, I can't go on. You know, life
Now
has to
it
be on
it means
hold.
I've forgotten my loved one.
Exactly. Life has to be on hold.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I can tell you this: the most difficult people to deal with are the people who've lost their babies. Dynamics around that.
Yeah.
You understand? But at the end of the day, they do get out. They see the bigger. They are not grateful, or they are not happy. I mean, they are happy that the baby is no longer there. It's not.
I don't think they're happy exactly. You can never be happy that you lost your child exactly. Or you lost a loved one for that matter.
No, but point is, they get to see the bigger picture.
To me last time when we met, that in as much as yes, you are holding on to the grief of I lost my husband, I lost my wife, or I lost my child. In as much as yes, that is making you sad, but then imagine, are they happy seeing you in that state?
Yes.
And that ministered to me because for the longest of time, you know, I lost my child.
Yes.
2018. And for the first 3 years, 4 years, I was good. Like, God, this is you. And everyone will be like, no, there was medical negligence, there was this, so you need to take them to court and whatnot. And I kept on saying, that's still not going to bring him back. Then it hits you 5th year.
Yeah.
Like, all those questions. So me not wanting to pursue what really happened, me not wanting to hear all those answers, does that mean that I don't love my Aiden?
Yeah.
You understand? So in as much as, yes, you are holding on, I don't think that love, I don't think Aiden will be happy where he is now, to see me crying and to see me sad and broken because I miss him.
Yeah.
He wants me to carry on with my life. Just like if there is life after death, he's already carried on. If he's in God's hands, he's already going, he's in heaven and whatnot. So it's the onus is on the person that is left on earth to make sure that you leave a good legacy for the one that is left.
Exactly.
And that is powerful.
I want to ask you this. Why do you think 5 years later it came back to haunt you?
I don't think I ever faced it. But at the same time, I went through 13, 14 weeks of counseling, Mondays of therapy.
Yeah.
And you know me, man. Talking is just, you get there and they're like, even if you don't want to talk, it's fine. Just sit there and listen.
Yeah.
And boom, here I am.
Yeah.
And yes, I think it carried me for the 4 years. But then somewhere, somehow, I was avoiding it. And it came as a bitter pill to swallow because I'm looking at everyone else that is going through grief and I'm like, what's so difficult? Just accept that is gone. Or they're gone. It is part of life.
Yeah.
They want you to carry on with the word of God. They want you to carry on pushing forward.
Yeah.
They want to see you leave a legacy, like I said. Yet I succumbed to the very same words and tricks that I was saying that's my mechanism for 4 years.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
It's still a question up to now.
I like what you said. You said I was talking, but I was avoiding. Listen. So it's the same thing. You can go to therapy, and this is what we do when you come for sessions. No. Outcome are you looking for? So at the end of the day, it's not up to me, it's up to you. So what you want from yourself, not from me.
Sure. Yeah.
So if you say, I want to drink this juice and I want to feel fulfilled, it's up to you to be fulfilled when you drink this juice.
When you drink it.
Yeah, it's not up to me. I gave you the tool, here is the juice. Fulfillment part is
It's
all
up
up
to-
to you. Yes. So you can sit in therapy for donkey years. When I was working in one of the clinics, one comes to me and she says, this and this and that, and you know, I was even seeing a therapist and so forth and so forth. So the question that I asked is, how long were you? If I remember correctly, I think she said something like 2 years. The therapist or counselor. You cannot go for therapy for that long discussing the same
Problem.
Yeah.
Or the therapist is
You
wrong.
love that problem or you just don't want to deal with it. Yes. Long time for you to be coming here and problem. What is wrong?
What's really wrong?
What is it that I will do that this therapist didn't do?
So in other words, you're saying you cannot perform miracles.
No.
You don't want to get well.
So what I said to her was, it's all in you. I gave her tasks to do. So I said to her, go home, think about 1, 2, 3, 4. Is nothing further that we can, like anything further than this would be lies. And I can't promise you anything that I know I won't give you.
You don't have false hope.
No.
That's one thing that you can't do.
No, I'm not even allowed to, you know. So I gave her those tasks with questions to ponder on. She went home. She came back a few days later. So she thinks differently, and it's working.
So that means she wanted to get well then.
She did, but the problem is, like I said, if you are saying to me, this juice is bitter juice for 2 years, the therapist keeps saying, but you need to put sugar and so forth, and you're not doing it.
Makes sense.
It's a matter of
Makes sense.
transforming your mind. That's the other thing that I can specialize in. To see orange. It's orange.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say this is orange.
Orange.
You must see orange. No.
Yeah.
I will tell you how to see orange. But after I told you how to see orange, it's up to you to see the orange.
I don't want to see it as orange. It will never be orange. Never. Never.
It won't. It's like saying, yeah, Titi went dinner and you know he always comes in late and I must wake up and open the door for him and I must clean up after him. If you continue and boundaries. Tell Titi, no.
You can't come in that time.
No.
Or find your own key.
Yeah.
Simple. Simple.
Nje.
Quick to say this is the route that they want to take. Because like you're saying, you grew up and you're saying, I want to be a social worker. I think every child, my boy is 9. If you ask any child, I think it's a society thing. If you ask any child what you want to be when you grow up, say that they want to be a cop because they see on TV it's cool. They want to be a doctor, they see it's cool. They want to be a teacher because they see the teacher and they relate to their teacher. Or they want to be...
The latest one is lawyer.
Lawyer. Oh, okay. Because they're seeing the criminal cases and whatnot that is happening. It's purely influential based on what they are going through in society. What made you want to take this route?
Earlier, I grew up in a very toxic as 2. Grew up without a mother and I was raised by relatives. So you know how it is, especially in the black culture.
Yeah.
You know
they will never treat you like
you're
their own.
No.
Yes.
Never.
Yeah.
So that was the case. And because of all the hardships, the pain, you know, the struggles that I went through, I vowed I wanted to be the change, light and joy in another human being. I didn't want to see another human being going through what I went through, you know. So, but I don't think at that age it was that deep, you know. It's when I grew up, I think maybe, I guess it's only God for me to be so well informed and well equipped regarding this this subject. So it only got deeper when I grew older, you know. I mean, I would at school they would call me, Teacher Jason.
Yes.
Yes, friend.
Wow.
So he used to call me a pastor because I would carry these mini Bibles.
Okay.
The
the scripture the blue ones. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
They would gather around me. Pastor, come preach for us, and I would read the
And you didn't mind?
No, I didn't. I was, you see how talkative I am, and like I said, I'm shy, but I think my shyness is selective. I was mute in school. I think my life started changing drastically when I was in high school. If most of the people that I went to school with in high school were too, or you telling them, oh, that one's talking to the bishop.
Like, really?
Yeah, like what? Who? This one?
Never.
I was a mute. Like I would only speak when spoken to, and only the people that were in my circle knew that I can talk and that I had this
there's
sense of
crazy.
humor and there's craziness in me,
Yeah.
But other than that, I was a mute, in school.
Yeah.
So, some would come to me and seek counsel, and I would counsel them. I don't know where that knowledge came from, but I would counsel. And I remember going for an interview one time, and they asked me, what's the one thing that other people, something about other people not knowing, I can't remember, but something about me having something.
Yeah.
And I said the ability to get people to talk without me saying anything. Yeah.
Wow.
So I have that ability to get people to pour their hearts out.
Yeah.
And, offload without me asking or probing,
Wow.
One colleague of mine, the other day, she says to me, I'm like, what did I do?
What did I do? Yeah.
She's like, every time when I'm with you, I talk about things I never told anyone, and I don't know how you do that. I'm like, but I didn't even ask you anything, She's a very private person.
Yeah.
She's got her own demons that she was dealing with, and she doesn't like talking to normal ubani.
Okay.
She will talk with colleagues, but
knows what to say. She's safe around.
But I knew things about her and her life that I didn't even ask, And say, you're the only person that I can talk to. I can't really say at what age did I know that. It's something that grew gradually, and
it's a calling, actually.
I think so.
It's a calling. It's a gift from God.
I think so.
Things from God, you cannot explain them, and they don't make sense to the human eye or the human brain. That's a calling. Yeah. I think it comes back again to even being a doctor. Yeah. I don't think you go into medicine because you want the money.
No.
It's because of the calling of healing that is upon your life.
And it has to go with passion.
Passion, definitely.
It has to go with passion. And in this field, you need to be patient. But I'm impatient.
Yet you're in this field and you're good at it.
Okay, I will agree that I'm impatient in certain areas. But when it comes to dealing with the human... I guess that's where I was going.
Because it's your calling. Yeah. It's just like with me with cricket coaching. Some of the kids that I coach, the parent looks there and like, how in heaven are you managing to get through my child?
Yeah.
And by then sometimes I don't even have the same patience for my own family or my own child. And like this kid just keeps on going and going, and I'm like, come on. And I still do it, and we still get the result. So it comes back to calling. Goitse, we mentioned earlier that the whole society or the whole world is broken. Surely there's someone that is listening to this or watching this and saying, this is the kind of person that I need to speak to.
Yeah.
But maybe they are far from you. And before I can make them know where to get in touch with you, I want you to give advice to someone that is going through all these ordeals and they just cannot speak. I don't think the gift of speaking, I speak anytime. not everyone has got the gift of opening up. What advice would you give to that person that may be going through something? I know they're going through something, but
As
what?
we speak,
Yes,
yeah.
but what advice would you give them? You know, before you answer that, has it ever happened to you that you wake up and you're going through something, you want answers? Then maybe the card that is in front of you has got a Bible scripture that is so relevant to
Yeah.
what you're going through. And that's the same thing with the person that's listening or that is watching this, that they are going through something and they're looking for an answer.
Yeah.
And may you advise them, let God speak through you for you.
That we can go through things and have the ability to speak about it. The question is why? Why would be because of the shame, the embarrassment, or maybe we undermine the depth of what we are going through, you know? Would be. Do I want to feel what I'm feeling now? And what example, something with
Yeah, here's baggage.
all right, yeah, this is me and the load that I'm carrying. It's heavy, it's killing my shoulders, my neck is sore, my back is sore, everything is sore. For me, I need to mean that you have to boom throw
All
them
at once.
all at once, but just one bit at a time, you know. And the sad thing is that one thing leads to another. I could be struggling with stress from one particular issue. Particular issue will something else, and then that would overlap into something else. By the end of the day, you are carrying a million things that could have been avoided by simply talking. You know, it does not. I know most people are scared to talk because we don't take. You make fun of me, or you throw it back in my face, or you use it as a weapon against me. It's not easy to choose who you offload to, but the likes of us and every other, probably they don't even know other avenues to explore.
Yeah.
You know, but thank God for this podcast. You know, because you get for help. But my advice is speak, pour out everything, but speak up. Say, I'm tired. It can be tiredness, it can be stress, it can be grief. Release it. Like I usually say, write down the power of writing as well. Write down the good and the bad. The one that outweighs the other, go for it. If you're going through, you write down what talking versus non-talking. If I talk, this is what will happen, or these are the benefits. If I don't talk, these are the benefits. Teach you more. And go for the one that benefits you.
Wow. There you have it, my sister and my brother. Nice and simple. Write down a list. If you talk, these are the pros. If you don't talk, these are the cons. Goitse, we're gonna, as we are wrapping up, we've got another game.
Yeah. Can't wait.
And the game's name is Would You Rather. Okay?
You know, I usually see these things on TV and I'm like, that's simple.
Yeah.
Now that I'm in the hot seat.
Okay. So, would you rather have everyone you know be able to read your thoughts, or everyone you know to have access to your internet history?
Yo. That's not a fair question.
Which of the two?
Isn't that option 3?
Ah?
Internet history. Okay, I think it's quite safe. My internet history. I don't want anyone in here.
Get in your thoughts. Yet you get in people's thoughts, dude.
Well, I have a purpose.
Exactly. Number 2, would you rather buy 10 things you don't need every time you go shopping, or always forget the one thing that you need when you go to the store? Would you rather buy 10 things that you don't need every time, or always forget the one thing that you really need?
It's not that I would rather forget that thing though, but I don't like futile exercises, hey?
Yeah.
I don't like, and I'm not a shop.
Okay.
Typically, I'm not a typical woman.
Woman that's always shopping and all that, yeah.
Definitely, it exhausts me.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, I don't, no. I wouldn't buy 10 things that I don't need.
So you'd rather forget?
It's not that I don't, why are you using the rather? I wouldn't
The name of the game is Would You Rather?
I don't like your game. I guess. Okay.
So you'd rather forget?
I'd rather forget than buy 10 useless.
But I would say you buy the 10 things, surely somewhere in the 10 there's something closer to what you need.
Maybe.
So if you were looking for flour to make lasagna or whatever, you'd rather buy what's that flour that is already coming in a mixture already? Exactly. You make things do, you make do, and you use that as your lasagna paste.
So I don't like baking, anything that has to do with flour.
Oh,
it's not my thing.
oh, you are woozy and easy.
And
Would you rather have a pause or a rewind button in your life? Pause or rewind?
a pause. Rewind, no. Rewind, no.
Once it's gone, it's gone.
Rewind. Certain things are unpleasant to go back to.
Yeah, the last one. Would you rather be able to take back anything you say, or hear any conversation that is about you?
I don't want to hear anything that is about me. No. If part of the conversation, it's okay if I don't hear.
That's fine. What you don't know won't kill you.
I've learned
It's okay,
not
whatever.
to worry about what people say. What people say syndrome.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't bother me anymore.
Yeah. Goitse, you've been amazing.
Thank you.
And the last part is, how do people get in touch with you or a wellness, or what is it that you are doing going forward to make sure that we are building a nation or a society that is strong?
Whew, okay. Earlier on, I do wellness counseling, and wellness entails a holistic to a human being. You know, it's not tunneled. It's all about your wellness as an individual, everything about you, you know. And well, there's different techniques that I use, but I'm available on Facebook, I'm available on Instagram, I'll give you my handles just now. I'm also available on TikTok and on WhatsApp. My number is 078-966-4834. My Facebook is I've got 2 pages. Wellness Junction, that's the name of the business.
Yeah.
My practice, Wellness Junction, on Facebook, and on Instagram it's at Wellness Junction. TikTok, it's Wellness Junction as well. I'm sure we'll put it on the...
Yeah, we'll put everything in the description.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what I do is I do sessions, counseling sessions. I do online, and I also do face-to-face. I've also been affiliated with some of the companies that also deal with your trauma call so and I've also worked with SADC, South African Depression and Anxiety Group. I'm sure most people know it. So anyone who needs to talk, who needs sessions, who need counseling, motivation, coaching, I'm available. And on WhatsApp, you can get me on that number that I mentioned. Just send me a WhatsApp and tell me what your need is, and then we'll take it from there. I'm always available, but not on Sundays. I go to church and it's the day of fasting. I also have to detox your problems.
Exactly. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So Sunday is there for you to fill yourself up. Boundaries.
Safe boundaries.
And
when you put up boundaries, it does not necessarily mean that you don't care. You actually care for yourself.
Goitse, you've been amazing.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ra.
I had fun.
It was fun. It was amazing. Fun. And we're gonna have you back again for the roundtable and have you.
Assembly.
I don't think mental health is something that we can cover in one go.
No.
It's not something that we're gonna see change in society all in one go. It's a progressive thing, and we're gonna look back in 20 years' time and say, this is what we've done. And then you see
You forgot to mention the hike.
The hike, yes.
Also, the other thing that we do. So
special announcement.
The other thing we forgot to talk about this. For people to come up with creative ways of getting people to talk. So we've come up with a wellness hike, what we call a wellness hike. So we are killing two birds with one stone, or it could be three maybe. The hiking, fitness, and then nature is healing, and we are adding a therapeutic touch to it. So the wellness hike, we hike, and then we have therapeutic talks there, where we address issues, where we address how issues come up, where we address the ability to see these issues and to deal with them and how to deal with them. So we're going to be having a hike. We've had one last year, so we're going to be having another one this year. The dates and details and everything else will be announced shortly. I will give them to TT, and then I hope to see you there, guys. Come and this will be an opportunity for you to, for that particular person who's been saying, I want to talk,
but I don't know how to do it.
I don't know how to do it, So this will.
And let's be better human beings.
It's nice.
Better parents, better friends, better sisters, better siblings.
Better
and stay strong. We'll see you guys on the other side. We love you, and God bless.